Good day, Elias. Dream Inspire for Dream Properties. Back with you again. And as I'm telling you always, we have something to share. Starting with June, of course, we have something tremendous to share with you. Please be with us for the Dream Inspire podcast. We have Najjesty, entrepreneurship, UK, South Africa. That mixed. I like that, first of all. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Please introduce yourself a little, then we get back to the business.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Najuko, spelled Najjuko. I am an entrepreneur in Dubai. I have been here for the last decade, a little bit over a decade. It has been an amazing experience.
Of course, to be here.
It's been a roller coaster, but it's one of those roller coasters where even when you're down, it's fun.
Okay.
You might not necessarily see it that way, but it has been an amazing journey.
Wow, congratulations.
When you ask about entrepreneurship in Dubai,
Yes, how? Because that's the first thing which I wanted to ask you. Entrepreneurship in Dubai, and mostly you are doing it well. That's why, how did you manage, how did you succeed in this market? Mostly for the woman.
so to be fair, I've been an entrepreneur or had the entrepreneur mindset probably since I was 12, because I started my first job when I was 12.
12 years.
Yes.
Okay.
And no, it's not child labor.
Okay.
It was by choice that I wanted to start doing something with myself to earn money at the age of 12.
Okay.
So I worked at a roadshow or a roadhouse, actually.
Okay.
So the concept is basically you wear roller skates and you go and get people's orders at their car.
Okay.
And then you obviously collect the order from the kitchen and then bring it back to the car. So I started
Where
at
was
12.
that?
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes.
Okay, so 12 years old, roller coaster, wearing those
Rollerblades.
rollerblades.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, pretty much.
Taking the orders.
Yeah.
It's like a child labor, right?
It sounds like child labor, but I loved it. It was not child labor for me.
Okay.
It's probably started my entrepreneurship journey up to today. So I
Okay.
will never forget it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So started working at the age of 12. Mainly what pushed me to work is because I used to ask for certain things from my mom, since she was a single mom.
Okay.
And the number of times that I would hear, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my child, I can't do it." I didn't resent her, but
Okay,
something inside me was like, "Okay, so let's find a solution then."
Okay. So you're talking about the providing the basic
Yes.
needs mostly.
Yes. So basically, it's not like I started working at the age of 12 thinking that I want to make money. No, I was basically trying to find a solution to this problem where whenever I would ask for something, it wasn't always readily available. So I'm like, but what if I get it myself? So that's when I started working at the age of 12. So even when I used to write my CV and they would ask me how many years of experience, I didn't know that I could actually add from when I was 12 going on. But yes, I started working at the age of 12. And then obviously progressively, I would always get my next job
Okay.
at my job.
Okay.
So it's not like I had to go through writing CVs and whatever. I would keep getting poached from the previous job.
Asking about those, starting from 12 years, how long have you been there in that job? The first job, I could call it.
So the first job, I think I was there for about 4 years, 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
And then so that was probably when I was late high
16.
school-ish. And then when I started to get into uni, then I progressed from working from the roadhouse, shifting to a boutique. So I was working in a place closer to a casino, but they had like a nice boutique that sold clothes. I worked there for maybe about one or 2 years, and then somebody poached me from that company. I moved into a cocktail lounge. So then I was a waitress for about seven years-ish at the cocktail waitress place, while I was obviously at uni. And then after uni, I got a bursary from the company that I worked for during my practical year. So they paid for my school fees for year 3 and 4 at university.
Because looks like you are performing that nicely there.
Yes, so
So you are
basically-
telling what we can tell others that when you get something, if somebody trusts you for something, you have to do it well,
Yes.
good, so that
Yes.
at least for him he can be convinced to do something.
I mean, at the end of the day, we are talking about entrepreneurship.
Of course.
When an investor wants to spend money, he needs to get value for his money
Of
in
course,
return.
of course.
So ideally, even though I might not have understood the concept back then, but even the company that invested in me to pay for my studies, they saw that potential when I was doing my practical year. Hence, I worked for them after I had finished university. So I never had to look for a job. I obviously had the job while I was in university already set for me because I had to prove myself during uni.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Those are the school times and child stories about the entrepreneurship, how
Yes.
it came.
Yes, pretty much.
So jumping to Dubai,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things in the middle there.
Yeah.
I won't ask them today.
Okay. No problem.
Jumping to Dubai, starting entrepreneurship in Dubai, successful. Was it the journey was successful or it was a little
Yeah.
bit bumpy ride, little
There's
roller
no
coaster?
success that's success pure.
Okay.
The definition of success is multiple failures
Uh-huh.
to achieve success.
Okay.
So you don't wake up one day and, woo, I'm successful. No.
Everything is there, yeah.
It's a number of failures to make you successful. So initially, because I am an engineer by education,
Wow.
I had come to Dubai to join engineering, to basically be a quantity surveyor,
Okay.
because I selected the UAE thinking it's the fastest growing city at the time.
That's
So
true.
I would obviously be able to get more experience, grow my knowledge, and improve much more than what I was doing in South Africa. And to cut a long story short, obviously that journey didn't plan out to be what I had expected. But again, I do believe it's part of the process. It was part of my journey. It was
Yeah,
meant
that's
to
true.
be that way.
That's true. That's true.
So, coming to Dubai in the first, let's say, 5 years, I can confidently say now I was a lost soul, because ideally I was in hospitality, I worked for Jumeirah, and then I moved to a different industry. So in the 5 years, I think I had 5 jobs, because I didn't know, what do I do since I can't go back to construction?
Okay. Okay.
And then after the 5 years, I happened to get into wellness, so health and wellness. Both my parents are in the medical field,
Okay.
and it was something that I was trying to run away from for a very long time. But clearly the universe was like, no.
That was your
This is
path.
where we
Of
need
course,
you.
Of course.
So I worked for a French healthcare company, which I was the operations manager and heading the clinical nutrition department. I've always had a passion for health and wellness, that even when I was working in engineering, I would do random courses for the fun of it. So I would do personal training, I would do like a nutrition course, not because it's something that I believe that I would ever use,
Okay.
but I loved having the knowledge because I could use this knowledge on myself.
Of course. That's true.
So ideally, when I started to work for this company, the shift, the agility wasn't that hard for me to go, well, I'm not in engineering, but I still have a passion for this, so I might as well do it.
Yeah.
So I worked with them for about 6.5 years. And then I think something hit me, and it said, you are an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. And I kept hearing this too many times. And if I was an entrepreneur at the age of 12, then why am I taking so long?
Just to get there
Just
again.
to get there.
Of course.
So I constantly had been working for somebody, and obviously, coming from an African background, you're led to believe that you go to school and then you go to uni and then you find a husband and then you get married and then you buy a house and
Buy a car.
yes, there is a linear strategy on how you should live life.
That's true. That's true.
But I broke
That chain.
that chain, that expected progress. One, by leaving home to come to Dubai. Two, by not getting married when I was supposed to.
Okay.
So ideally, understanding that I think differently, and I was fighting against my cause.
Oh, yeah.
So once I understood that this is my cause, I decided that, okay, fine. I'm not going to try one thing and then try another thing and then try another thing. I know that I'm an entrepreneur. So you know what? I took the mud,
Yep.
put it in my hand,
Uh-huh.
threw it
Throw
against
it
the
away,
wall,
of
and I was
course.
like, whatever sticks,
Uh-huh.
I will
Uh-huh.
do.
Wow. Investing in Dubai looks like it's not easy for many,
Yeah.
but for you it was like easy. I could say that it's easy.
I wouldn't use the word easy.
I use the word easy because I see the journey which you're telling me and also the things which you're sharing on your socials looks like it's a slightly easy and smooth journey to the success.
I would say it's not for the faint-hearted. So if you do have a strong character, you can make it look easy.
Aha. Okay. If you have a strong character,
Yes.
you'll make it look easy.
Yes, because no matter what comes at you, it's almost like you're ready for it.
Ah.
Maybe physically you think, no, 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 I don't think I can do it. Or maybe mentally you're like, no, 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 I can't do it. But one or the other fights for you. So if the mind is weak, the body's like, no, we got this.
What you're telling me that
Or vice versa.
yeah, what you're telling me on that journey of success here in Dubai,
Yeah.
you have income some failures.
Yes, of course, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
And you're not sharing in your socials, right?
Not for the moment.
Not for the moment.
I'm actually waiting for the moment where, how do I say?
Let us take this exclusive.
Yes.
The first time here.
Yes.
The first time in this Dream Inspire.
Yes.
It's been heard.
Yeah.
One of the major failure you just encountered here in Dubai.
Woo!
Exclusive. Exclusive. In Dream Inspire.
One of my major failures in Dubai. I think not believing in myself,
Okay. Which caused?
which caused a delay in how I will affect the world.
Okay.
Because if you're looking for a particular incident, it's like I've stayed in certain things longer than I should have. So as much as I loved, let's say, working for the healthcare company, I could have done so much more in 3 years for the universe as opposed to staying with the healthcare company for 6.5 years. Do I regret it? No. But it's almost like, you know, we don't calculate our time on this earth.
Most of the times, yeah.
So ideally, you want to maximize on the time that you do have on this earth. So if I knew that I could have given to the universe with those 3 years, then I would have left earlier. I don't have any regrets, but I do feel that that is probably one of my biggest failures because I could have given so much more.
Okay.
And that's why now I'm more determined to give as much as I can to make up for those years and more.
Again, I'm back with you. Investing in Dubai.
Yes.
For African nationalities, investing in anything, talking about the properties, talking about anything, is that easy or it's normal? Talking about the diversity of the UAE nation.
To be honest, I wouldn't say it's easy. I guess it really depends where you come from, where you've been educated, and how much of an impact you can give to the UAE. I do believe that the UAE has given a platform for everybody to excel. I do believe it's given a platform for everybody to be able to invest, develop themselves, grow, you know, even for their futures. But unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, certain things don't work in your favor.
Okay.
Like, for example, sadly enough, a lot of Nigerians are having difficulties trying to set up businesses in Dubai. But now it's like they've painted a brush on the entire nationality as opposed to, let's say, the one or two who have created issues in the long run. Do you get what I mean?
I got you.
So even if you think about when we were during COVID, when they had said one of the variants had broken out in South Africa, technically, me as a South African national, I wasn't able to go home to visit my family, and my family couldn't come
for a long
here.
time. Same here.
And
Same here.
that's one person who, I don't know what they may have done to affect the country, and then the country affects us.
Continent, yes,
Exactly.
the continent
Exactly.
in total.
So I wouldn't say that is easy, but I don't say it's impossible. I believe when you want something, you'll fight to get it.
Of
And I
course.
believe that because the UAE has created a platform where they don't necessarily segregate. Do you get what I mean? If you want to make it, you can.
Of course.
You just need to know the right people, the right channels, do your due diligence, check what you need to, let's say the documents you need to possess or whatever you need to do your due diligence in advance so that if you do hit that obstacle, you're well prepared for it. Do you get what I mean?
I get you.
And I believe that any other national, let's say whether it's from South America or from let's say North Asia or whatever it is, everybody has their own difficulties.
Yes.
But to be able to be one step ahead of the system, do your due diligence.
Wow.
And you will be able to beat whatever obstacle that comes to you.
Okay. Thank you, Najjesty.
You're welcome.
We will be back.